At the end of the day, every consumer wants one thing. And I want you to write this down. One word, one thing, control. All right? One thing, one word, control. So the more control that you give a consumer over a product or service, the better you are to differentiate yourself or your value proposition, which is a product or service, from your competition in the market. That's super simple, right? Now, how do you do that? You do that by putting certain processes in place. Processes are, it could be structure, infrastructure. A process could be how people actually purchase your product or service. For example, and I'm just going to talk about disruptors in the market right now. And disruptors in the market basically took a product and did it a different way. Think about this. How much of a hassle is it sometimes for you to book a hotel room? Well, of course, you should be staying at home right now, but you get my point. To book a hotel room, calling reservations or whatever, it's difficult. So guess what? You jump on Expedia, you jump on something else, and make it easy for you to do that, right? And make it easier for you to do that. You want another lodging example of the, quote unquote, lodging hotel industry? Check this out. Airbnb. Now, they've come up with a whole new way to provide stay for customers, right? They're not even using their resources. They only provided the platform for you to go through, the same thing that Uber did, right? Provided an app and letting drivers use their own cars and insurance, and letting, as in the case of Airbnb, letting consumers consume from other consumers or from other sellers in the market. In fact, Amazon is a prime example of that. A vast majority of people that things that you buy on Amazon are not even from Amazon, right? They are from third-party sellers. FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, which is an individual like me, where I can sell my individual products, or FBM, for sale by merchant. In other words, if I'm a merchant, I can place my stuff on Amazon and I can sell directly through the Amazon platform, and they take a fee. All right. So what I'm saying to you, and this is key, right? What I'm saying to you is you have to think about, we've already covered product. You have to think about product. You have to think about a process in which you can improve the user experience, right? And you also not only looking outside externally, the user experience, but you also have to think about the processes within your company to make things flow better, to make a better workflow. And that's those processes. Say if you put infrastructure in place, like when I used to have another company back in the day, when we were a marketing agency, right? We would go out, we would land clients, but I had a process by which once an agent went out and landed a client, the agent had to come in. They have to fill out a production order. They have to turn bullet points about the business over to a script writer. The script writer would turn it over to a production director. The production director would produce the commercial. The commercial that was produced would be given back to the account executive. The account executive would send it out to the client for approval. The client would go online and they would click a button and say, I like it, I don't like it, make this change. And that was a whole process, a production process, part of sales and production that actually helped us streamline our systems internally, that made the user experience a whole lot easier and more enjoyable for the consumer, right? So you have to think about processes from an internal standpoint, how you're going to run your company internally, and externally on how the user will experience those efforts that you have going on inside of your company. So that's super simple. I covered product, covered process, and now I'm gonna cover people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you, and thank you all for checking in on YouTube and Facebook and Periscope. Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna tell you the most difficult part of people, product, in process is people. Okay, are people. Okay, and let me tell you why it's the most difficult. Because you're working with someone you don't like, chances are it won't work. Okay, eventually tensions will build up and it won't work. If you're working with someone who's not a part of what I call the dream team, in other words, people that believe in your product, your service, your mission, and they're just there to get a check, it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm saying to you, the most difficult part is picking the right people. But you might be saying, okay, AJ, if I'm a startup, I don't have money to pick the right people, right? I say to you that you should pick people that believe in your mission, but they're also willing to take a very small stake and some equity in your company, so you don't have to pay them money up front. But the point is, they actually believe in what you're doing, and that's what it's all about. As long as they believe in what you're doing and they understand that you are the captain of the ship, male or female, and that this is how the processes go within our company, they're willing to adhere to that, right? Then chances are you have a potential winner on your hands. Now, keep in mind, just because you can have successful people, you can have successful people, process, and product, it does not necessarily mean that you're going to have success as a business. And remember, I said to you in the very beginning, before I went off on my diatribe about the troll yesterday, I said to you that the one thing that's guaranteed in any business is struggle, right? Not success, but struggle, right? I give you a case in point. We've done business with companies and nonprofits, and I mentioned this yesterday too, that owes us, they owe us tons of money, and we still haven't received our money, right? You know what I mean? So sometimes, if you feel like maybe a process in your company, and I'm just using this as an example, process in your company is okay, we don't have a really good accounting process for accounts payables and accounts receivables, then you have to make sure that you work on that to make that strong. So you have to work on your company internally and how it affects externally the users of your product or service, right? So that's the long and the short of people, product, and process. And no, it was not going to be long, but I will tell you this. On tomorrow's show, since I brought up the accounts payables and receivables, I am going to talk about the 6 areas of any business, fundamentals of any business. You might call them departments. In business, they call them silos or silos, SILOS. I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about this to you as an entrepreneur or an existing business owner that may be missing one of these elements, right? And then you have to take all of those elements that I am going to talk about tomorrow, right? And you have to put them in a form of a system, which goes back to the process, okay? The process of how your entire company runs. All right. Whew. All right, so thank you very much, people. I really appreciate everyone checking out the show today. I want to definitely blessings, brother. Love the show. I really appreciate you. Thank you all for checking out the show today. All the people that checked in from Periscope or YouTube, as well as Facebook. And do understand, because I got all of this camera equipment. I went to the studio, that's soon to be built out studio, and I started grabbing stuff, right? And so, and by the way, I was by myself, quarantined by myself, right? I got like all this different lighting and stuff. I wish you could see all this stuff, right? We're going to bring high quality content to you, for you, because the Startup Junkie is all about you as an entrepreneur, a wantrepreneur, which is a person who don't know where to start, looking to start a business, or even an existing business owner, and you just need some help. Just jump on this show, drop comments in, and understand this. I'm not only telling you this from a practical perspective, but I also teach this in universities. I develop course content for universities, and am I saying this to impress you? No. To impress upon you, though, however, that we got your back, and that's the Startup Junkie live show. So, as always, I'm AJ, your host of the Startup Junkie. Please, whatever you do, be sure to share this message with someone you feel like it can resonate with, or you just need some good comic relief. share it, because maybe somebody looks at it and say, that person don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's okay, long as you see it. I just want you to see it and have fun with it and know that we're here for you. And be sure to check us out, the Startup Junkie live show on Apple, iTunes, iHeart Media, Spotify, as well as TuneIn. So, everyone, until tomorrow's show, where I'm going to go over the fundamentals of business, such as marketing, finance, sales, R&D. I'm going to go over that tomorrow, all right? Y'all take care now. See you later.